Hey, Birchouse friends, welcome back. So we drew a question last week from Cassie Sharp, and she asked a question that was a little outside of my wheelhouse. So Cassie, I'm going to be answering this in 2 weeks. I'm bringing a guest on board who's going to help me answer this question. Um, in the meantime, I drew another question over the week, so I had something to answer. And this week's question comes from Noah Breen, who asks, "Hey Birchhouse, how long does it take to make an axe?" This is an excellent question. And before we get started on answering it, a quick two caveats. We do not forge our own axe heads here at Birchouse Workshop. We work with a handful of small businesses to supply our axe heads, and we do the wood, we do the design and the decor, but we don't forge our own axe heads. Now, having said that, the second caveat is we are getting ready to. One of our goals for this year, one of the things we're doing this year is we're establishing a forge, and one of our primary goals is to start forging our own axe heads in-house by the end of the year, or at least by the beginning of next. And so that is something that's on the rise. And so the answers I'm going to give are true for now, but they're going to change as we begin to forge our own axe heads. So with that all the way, it kind of depends on the axe we're building. We build a few different types of axes from a few different cultures, but very broadly speaking, any axe like this one, this is a reclaimed cherry, and has no decoration. It's just a flat cut axe. Takes us anywhere in the ballpark of 3 to 5 hours. Not a huge amount of time. There's no carvings or decor on it. These are our best sellers. These kind of no frills axes. And we do everything by hand. So these are cut, and then we do hand planing to get the shape. And we hand sand them ourselves. And so about 3 to 5 hours on a non-decorated axe like this. Something with simple carvings like this guy. This is a honey locust Gotland style axe, and it has carvings on it that emulate the jewelry, some of the rings that were found at the Gotland archaeological site. And this is a very simple carving. We also have another Gotland axe here that has a little more complex carvings. And this has a raven, better put it like this, that goes around it. These kind of simple carvings take us in the ballpark of 5 to 7 hours to do, depending on how complex it is. Again, not a huge amount of time put into them. We do all the hand planing, hand sanding. We hand carve it all. 5 to 7 hours, roughly. Now, if we're doing something that isn't like these, these are very straight handled battle axes. If we're doing something a little more unique, something of a little more unique shape, that's going to take us anywhere in the ballpark of 5 to 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. Just depending on the shape that we are doing. This one is Osage orange and has coyote claws around it. So kind of depending on the shape that we're doing, that could take anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours. A little bit longer than a standard axe. And then finally, if we're doing something highly decorative, if we're doing something that like a lot of carving, like this axe, for instance, this Francisca throwing axe, and it has these carvings on the side of it, that's going to take us as long as it takes us to do. I'll carve until it's done. And so it kind of just it varies wildly depending on how complex the carving is. So that's kind of the general length of time it takes. Certainly, a decor we add, if we add like beadwork or feathering, feathers or something, I like to do like these simple twist grips. Sometimes I put them on the hand grip. Sometimes on the like big battle axes, like these tall ones here. I like to put the same twist grip like right here, so when you're holding it, you're kind of holding it by the leather. That's going to add a little bit of time. Anything extra we do is going to add a little time to the amount of time we're putting into it. So that was a great question, Noah. Thank you so much for asking. And once again, as we get ready to forge our own axe heads, these times I'm giving are kind of going to be wrong because we're going to be spending not only time here, but time in the forge as well. So, great question. Thank you so much for asking. I'm going to draw a question for next week. And next week's question comes from Ritz Bowman. So we'll answer this next week. In the meantime, if you ever have a question for Birchouse, comment below with "Hey Birchouse, ask," and we'll answer it in a future video. In the meantime, we'll see you all next Wednesday.
Welcome to Birchouse, where history meets the art. We do